This is Kathy Vic, Deeply Awake. We wish to explain what will be happening today. We start with a discussion of intoxicants. And then we wish to keep our videos today under 12 minutes. We will give it our best shot. We're not going to be delivering a whole lot of esoteric information. Well, the third one we will, but we have a purpose for that one, and it must be short. 6. So this one by us, and then the Kathy will speak. You will understand why, and then we will come back again for a third transmission. Then events will occur, which we will discuss in brief, and then in the third, and then she has the choice to do the fourth tonight or tomorrow, but we have guests tonight. Much fun and pleasantries, so it may be inappropriate to broadcast tonight. Doesn't matter, but there will be far in this day's transmission. So we begin. We wish to discuss intoxicants. We've already explained that alcohol is something that is very good at energetically pulling into the lower agreement field. There is an aura of depressiveness, certain cyclic thoughts that are quite easy to pick up. They're rigid and they are dark. I mean, they're heavy, and they lay like a blanket. And this is a cloud that those who become more and more sensitive can feel, and it can last as long as 3 days, ameliorated with little except hydration and sunlight. It's important, sunlight. And who wants to go into the sun when they are hungover, we ask? And what is the cure for having taken in too much alcohol, we ask? Well, isn't it the hair of the dog? So we would suggest that the idea behind this is that alcohol pulls you down, takes you there, makes you stay there. Bigger, I feel sorry for myself. Oh, the world's bunch of bullshit. La la la. Okay, so the lower agreement field says, hello, we would like to blanket you and all these thoughts. Oh, come here. And there's acting out and plenty of partners to do this with. Oh, there's so many. It goes, come on, let's do this. Oh, it feels good. And the conflicts get acted out, but there's no resolution, because the problem is that this holds you down. The depressive net stays, the drinking then comes, and it becomes a self-perpetuating thing. And so the best thing to do is to break, understanding the mechanism, water, sunlight, and comedy, absurdity, lightness of thought. Not the best time to pick up the roomie. Better to leave him for quiet meditation down the pikeaways, when it's time to truly meditate on the reality of duality. However, at first we must tip the balance. The polarity must be shifted. So we would say Monty Python, whatever you wish, but make sure that there is light in it, there is redemption. These kind of things help a great deal. And then it's up to you, then it's a choice, is it not? Okay, so that's one way to go. That is intoxicant. We would say Mama Ganja does the reverse. What Mama Ganja does is it truly an amplifier. However, it is also a little bit of an escalator. Now, with an escalator, there's going to be an increase, right, of something. Height, is it? Perspective, maybe. We would suggest, though, that as we have mentioned in the video about sexual ceremony, if the mama is not met with spirit, or she does not like this word, soul, your soul, or your alignment, peace, then this can be a rocky ride, because it will magnify anything. So if there's a fear construct there, then paranoia, yeah? Also knowing strains. However, If it is met with spirit, then it becomes a handhold, and you can go anywhere you want. And so we would suggest that if individuals who engage in any intoxicant would do so with the reverence and the divine love this one does when she engages in any such recreation, we would perhaps have more enjoyable experiences, is what we would say. So the other intoxicant we would like to talk about is emotion. This is well documented and well researched and well borne out in the body of work that is the new German science. Dr. Hammer's work. There is another who's French, I forget his name, and then of course the master Enrique Boran. And so the intoxicant is a important particular way to name such a thing. It brings up that emotion can manifest as physical reality to the point that it can kill you dead. Okay? That is what Enrique Boron's work basically says, and then he explains why and how to fix it, how to fix the boo-boos. And they are generational at times, they are karmic, they are soulic. And so this work stands as a very moving work for humanity that's beginning to be ready. So intoxicants are important to know about. We would suggest that we've already talked about the LSD acid thing. If you know the maker's intent, you know the chemical composition, and you feel certain that there's alignment, well then, it's illegal in America, so don't do it. Right? Guys, we would suggest that there are many shamans throughout the world who partake in ayahuasca, peyote, psilocybin, whatever, all names for mother in the plant. There's mamas here, and then you have other plants that are grandma, and we would suggest great grandma. Okay, and you meet your big soul there, and you can imagine what could happen. And so we always say use caution if you are using intoxicants of any kind. It is important to obey the law of your state, because it is it's a karmic agreement that then you get into, and you can't necessarily get out of easily, and it's not necessary. We would like to state that all behavior in this one is legal, above all legal. She has a phobia of being in jail for any reason. And so she behaves as such. And she encourages you to do the same. There is no reason to then mount a truck with the state and act it out by having your freedom removed. Don't be doing that. It's ridiculous. There are other ways to find peace, and this is the point. We cannot. We just told you what to do, and so you must know by now that this is not our way. This though becomes a international thing, and we must be very clear with people about how to behave in alignment. And that is why we are saying the things we are saying. Not to tell you to do what we say to do, but use good judgment for God's sake. That's what we are saying. I'm recording. So there we go. There are other ways, we say. What are these other ways? Well, how about meditation? Certainly you can drink. It's legal. Why wouldn't it be? Please come into our agreement field. Please, we want you to stay in our agreement field. Okay, got it. And then the other one is, you can't do that under any circumstances. It's very naughty. We wonder why. That's all we're saying. make your own decisions, but stay out of jail, dudes. Okay? So, I think we're abundantly clear on that one. Emotion, well, this brings up what was going to be announced in the second and elucidated in the third. So, there are other intoxicants. There are other things to do. We would suggest silence in nature is a place to start, holding perhaps something more interesting than a blade of grass, although a blade of grass can tell you a whole bunch. But how about a flower? How about gazing at a tree? How about chancing it and looking into the sun? If these things feel good, laying next to a brook and listening, we would suggest that this is a far more natural, pleasant, and comprehensive intoxicant. Meaning, in this way, a soother, a helper for your consciousness, but more than that, for your body, mind, eye, the whole ball of wax. So nature, we contend, is the very best way to reset. We showed, though, this one how to, why it was she was suddenly quite attracted to certain songs, and then she had to listen to her favorite, and we had said, oh, the badonkadonk, one day, making fun of the badonkadonk song. We thought it was so funny, but then we said, she was talking into the camera, and we said we want the drummer done, man. So the thing is that we explained right before we started, and it's the 12 now, is that she was concerned because we had been laughing that we could not channel. And we showed her, no, actually, it's the reverse is true. Because laughter, good, clean, fun, laughter from here, bubbly, this breaks the fields. It creates absurdity. This is why she can go through the Dada exhibit and laugh her ass off. It is nonsense. It's all folly. Oh, what a relief. And then, of course, what cannot come to her. And so she's going to explain to you what did come. And we believe you will be quite pleased. Namaste.